How's it going, guys? Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan, late night on a Sunday. Happy New Year to you. Let's make it a great 2023. Here to discuss the Miami Dolphins 23-21 loss Sunday afternoon in New England against the Patriots. Before I get started, if you do like the content of this particular video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe as well to my channel. That would be 100% awesome. Let's get started, guys. This was a tough one. You're playing a decent Patriot team that plays well defensively on the road with your backup quarterback, and then eventually your backup to the backup quarterback. And the Dolphins hang in there. I mean, they do score a late touchdown, lose by 2 points, 23-21. This is one of those games where I can't really get too critical of any, say, one player or one part of the decision-making, coaching, facet of the game, or offense, defense, anything along those lines. It's more of we just played a team in the Patriots that did what they had to do. They didn't really turn the ball over. They weren't really hurting themselves, but it was kind of frustrating because the Patriots really weren't doing that much either for much of this game. And with the win, the Patriots now 8-8. With the loss, Dolphins fall to 8-8 and lose their fifth straight game. We think back to a year ago, Dolphins lost late season to the Patriots as well. I believe that was the last game of the season to finish 8-9. Even if the Dolphins were to win, and hopefully they will, next week against the Jets, last game regular season, do you realize that would only be a total of a one-game improvement from last year? We could say whatever we want. I mean, every year it's starting to be the same thing, though. We can't keep saying, well, if this guy didn't get hurt, and if this didn't happen, and if that didn't happen. Last year's coaching staff maybe not looking so bad after all when we weigh all this out and we look at the big picture. I was thinking of that even before today's game. Keep in mind, guys, we didn't have Tyreek Hill last year. This is like the best wide receiver. Go ahead and make the argument. This is, in my opinion, he's the best wide receiver in the National Football League. And we're hoping to improve by one game. Dolphins, if they were to lose against the Jets, that means an identical 8-9 record from last year. Just trying to give you the big picture. Don't want to sound too negative. Hopefully, the team will regroup. We'll be able to defeat the Jets and just hope for a little bit of help. Apparently, the Patriots control their own destiny. However, they do have to play the Bills, and we're not 100% sure yet what that last game of the season will mean to the Bills because they still have to play Monday night against Cincinnati Bengals. So let's let all that play out. Teddy Bridgewater was doing okay. Let's talk about that for a minute. I'll run through a few stats for you guys like I always do, but Teddy Bridgewater, prior to injuring his hand, and I'm not 100% sure of his status or how that's going to work for next week. Potentially, we could be looking at a Skylar Thompson start, but Bridgewater, let's talk about him for a minute. He wasn't doing that bad at all. I mean, one thing I liked that he was doing was he was checking down a lot. He was being patient. He was taking what the defense was giving him. He was involving the running backs in the passing game. As a matter of fact, Mostert led the group of receivers, our running back with 8 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown reception. And he would finish, Bridgewater would, with 161 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He gets hurt at a critical time in the game, second half. Skylar Thompson comes in, and it's not looking good at all, right? We're all sitting there going, oh no, what's going on? But to his credit, Skylar Thompson battled and fought back and leads the team with about roughly a minute left to a touchdown drive, cutting the score to 23-21, which is the way it would finish. Skylar would finish, Thompson that is, 104 yards throwing the football, touchdown interception as well. A key in this game, though, was the fact that the Patriots were able to neutralize the Dolphins' improved running game of late. And they would hold the two main running backs to about only 3 yards a carry. And Jeff Wilson, who went 15 carries, 45 yards. And Mostert was only 9 for 29. So you take those two guys, you're at like 24 carries, 74 yards. I mean, that's about 3 yards a carry, guys. Bridgewater had a 6-yard run. Thompson a 4-yard run. Tyreek Hill had a 2-yard touchdown run. That was on that, it was like a swing type screen pass, but it went behind the line of scrimmage, so that would count as a run, actually, for Tyreek Hill. Who also, Tyreek, that is, would catch 4 passes, 55 yards. Jalen Waddle, 3 catches for 52. Wilson out of the backfield, 3 for 31. So Bridgewater doing, again, a nice job with involving the running backs and the tight ends, too. Running backs catch 11 passes, make that 12 with Salvin Ahmed caught a pass, too, for 8 yards. Trent Sherfield, 2 for 30. There was a Mike Gesicki sighting, 2 catches, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Not his fault. He's just not in the scheme of things. I've said that before. Mike Gesicki is fully capable of at least 50 yards receiving a game, at least. Durham Smythe would also catch a pass for 9 yards. Mac Jones didn't play that bad. It was interesting because it's like you watch this game and it was, you're saying to yourself, well, Mac Jones wasn't really doing that much, really, but at the same time, he didn't hurt his team with costly turnovers. Things of that nature would finish 20 of 33, 203 yards. Okay, 203 yards, but 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Ramondre Stevenson has not been the same, in my opinion, since injuring his ankle. He did, take that back partially, because he did have that awesome game, I think it was 2 weeks ago, against the Raiders, where they lost in the last seconds. But then the last few weeks, you could tell he's just not himself. He's still effective, but 8 carries, 42 yards. They did, the Patriots, that is, get Damian Harris back, not... Stevenson, 8 carries, 42 yards. Harris, 9 carries, 32 yards. Kendrick Bourne, had a carry for 2 yards, the wide receiver. Mac Jones, 3 carries for a yard. Taquan Thornton would lead the group of receivers for the Patriots with 3 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Hunter Henry is another guy that was banged up for the Patriots. Had a nice game, 5 catches, 52 yards. Jacoby Myers, 6 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown. Harris out of the backfield, 3 for 18. Bourne, 1 for 16. Stevenson out of the backfield, 2 for 9. So what does all this mean, guys? Well, before I wrap this up here, let me break it all down for you. We got Patriots-Bills next week, Jets-Dolphins. So the division plays each other in the last week to settle everything. Obviously, the Bills are in the playoffs, obviously, and their main concern is trying to get a number 1 seed, which may or may not happen. They got to play a tough Bengal team on Monday Night Football. The Dolphins, this is just, it just is very, it is frustrating as a Dolphin fan. The games are fun, but how many years and seasons does this team have to kind of stumble down the stretch? I'm telling you right now, even just a win, the last game of the season next week against the Jets, and then let everything fall where it may. Just beat the Jets, please. Who lost, by the way? The Jets lost to the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Jets are 7-9. Let me know what you think, guys. Again, the one main game point I will make, really, and usually I have more than this. I usually have a little bit more than this as far as what decided this and how this game went. It was the Patriots' ability to neutralize the Dolphins running the football. Thus, the Dolphins were unable to set up any really big passes down the field, Bridgewater is more than capable. We've seen that before. He's been a starting quarterback in the league. Skylar Thompson was put in a tough position, started off very shaky, but then he did impress me in that last drive. Skylar Thompson's a rookie, guys, so we got to give him a little bit of leeway, and I know it's tough to give anyone a little bit of leeway right now, but Dolphins are 8-8, and we can thank the still new 17-game schedule for giving the Dolphins a chance to still have a winning regular season. Let me know what you think. I will talk to you soon, guys. Bye for now.